Finally. Hello, my Teaserking family. I could see that all the bubbles were white, so I knew there wouldn't be any sound. So instead of somebody saying you don't have sound, I took it upon myself to realize I didn't have sound. All right. I'm looking for G. Greg and John. All right, G. So the question comes up from G. She's hit. I went crazy this weekend. I'm 9-1 going into tonight's game, and I have a lock going tonight. I had 9 locks this weekend. I go 4-1 in college, 4-0 in the pros with the lock tonight. So the question comes up from G going, well, I said, well, maybe trap it. Well, how do I do that? Okay, so you've got a 5, 6, 7, 8 team teaser. And let's say you bet $20 to win 300. Well, what a trap is, you've already got the others in, right? You've got, let's say, 6 in, you got 1 left, which is the lock. And how do I trap it? Well, you bet the other way straight. So in other words, if you took Miami plus 8, and that's the 8th part of the teaser, then you take the Rams -2 by itself for part of the teaser. So if you're betting 20 to win 300, then maybe you bet 75 on the Rams -2.5. You can win them both because the Rams can win by 3 and you win the Rams, and Miami plus the 8 wins the teaser for you. So you win 375. Or you lose one of them. And if you lose the 8-team teaser, you lose the $20 and you win 75. You win 55. And if you win the teaser and you lose the Rams part of it, you win the 300 and you lose the 75 plus juice. So you lose 82. So you still win 200. So the point is, you either win 50 or you win 200, or you can win all of it. So this is what I'm trying to tell G, and it's easier if I explain it to her like this. So what you're doing is, this is the last leg in the teaser. So you've already adjusted the spread 6 points, or I think in your case, 8. And so since you've done that, then basically I'm not clear what I think it's like a smaller amount. I wouldn't waste my time trapping it. It's not worth it. What are you going to do? $25 on the trap. So you've already played the one side. The trap is simply a straight bet on the other part of the teaser. So if it's over, you're betting it under. If it's under, you're betting it over. If you're the team, then you're taking the other team, but you're playing it straight. And you're playing it for like a quarter of what your bet is. So it's really if I don't like the bet, or I can't afford to lose it, it does give you the option of winning both sides. So you would need to fit it, right? So if it's 2 and plus 8, then they need to win by 3. You can win both sides. So it's hard to say. I think for the small amount of money, I'd say for you the best is either play like $25 on the opposite of the 8th leg of the teaser, or just let it go. I think it's a very good bet. Since you're doing like an 8-point teaser, it's even better. I really like it. I think it's going to win. So just let it go. If you had like $1,000 on the outcome, like our man Titus did, then I might play 200-300 back, and then I either win the teaser for 1,000 and I lose 300, so I win 7, or you know, I lose the teaser, but I win the bet. That's the idea of a trap. You have to win one side, and you could win both because of the 6 or 7 points. So, especially in an 8-point teaser, you now have an 8-point trap you can use. So it's up to you. It's small money, so I really probably wouldn't worry about it. It is an option that I've used once in a while. You're really sure of the game, right? You're really sure, because it gives you a chance to win both sides. You're probably going to win one side. And since it's the teaser side and you're adjusting 6, 7, 8 points to it, you have a very good chance, especially in tonight's game. You have a very good chance of winning the teaser. So I would just let it go. I don't think you're betting enough to really fuck around with it. Like I said, if it's Titus and it's $1,000, yeah, maybe bet 300. So let's say Titus has $50 to win 1,000. This is the last leg. So I would tell Titus, okay, put 300 on this game on the other way of the teaser, but a straight bet. You either win the 1,000 and you lose the 300, you win the 1,000 and you win the 300, or you win the 300, you lose the 18 teaser, which you bet $50 on, and you win 250. So you either win 250, you win 750, or you can win 1,250. Either way, you're going to be a winner. And that's really the point of the trap. You win it either way, and then more than likely, I have won both ways several times because I kind of see it like, oh, it's a 2.5. Okay, I'll take 8.5 and I'll lay 2.5. And then you really got them by the balls because then you got them. They win by 3, 4, 6, 7. You got them, and that's what you're looking for. So anyway, that would be my thing. And as hot as I am, as you saw the title, so I go 10-0. I go 11-1. A bad week, and I go 8-4. Was the stupid Lions and the weather and the rain in Minnesota. So I lose a couple of locks. And then this week I killed it. This week, the pros, I'm 9-1. I hit everything. My only loser is the 49ers over 40, and they've 44 and they get 43. But everything else hits. 4 locks, 4-0, fifth lock tonight. So we'll go. I had Cincinnati over, easy over. The Giants, Carolina under 46, 20-17. New England, Chicago under 45, 19-3. Caleb looks really good, doesn't he? Denver, KC, I play under 48.5, 16-14 game. I stay away from Atlanta over. I play the Niners over 44 with McCaffrey back, and Tampa's been scoring, so I don't know if the Niners are getting back to where they used to be. They get a 43. I need 44. So I lose that one. My first lock, Cincinnati, Baltimore over. My second lock is Pittsburgh, getting 8.5 from Washington. And they win the game straight out, 28-27. I avoid the under because I look at the game, and they're really not an under team with Russell Wilson. They're scoring. And you can see 28-27. So that's lock number 2, Pitt plus 8.5. I was going to lock Minnesota over again, but I didn't because of Trevor Lawrence being out and high winds in Jacksonville. So I end up taking Minnesota because, as I told you, they're 22-3 in the teaser. So I play Minnesota straight, plus a half a point. They win 12-7. That's fine. That works. And I stayed away from playing them over. And I'm starting to, like, with the teaser lines coming back, going, yeah, sometimes I need to play the team more than the total. San Diego, Tennessee, I have San Diego -1. They win easy, 27-17. It was 27-10 with a minute left. Tennessee scores the touchdown. I don't know why. I think it put it over. It went from 37 to 44, and the over-under was 39. So you wonder what's really going on there. I have San Diego -1. That's lock number 3. Pittsburgh plus 8.5. San Diego -1. Baltimore, Cincy over. Philly, Dallas. Philly -1. They win 34-7. It was an easy play. Dallas is a 28 defense and a W. They're a W team. Philly's starting to play better, but they got balance with Shaquan Barkley. Arizona and the Jets, I ignore. Who knows what the Jets are? The Jets win 31-10. I didn't like them as a home dog. They're not a really good home dog, Arizona. The Jets, I have no idea. So I just ignored it. And then lock number 4 was last night. I have Detroit plus 2.5. And I knew I was going to win, even when they were down. Don't ask me. I knew. I visualize myself going, I won it. But I don't do it all the time. But there's certain games that I knew I was going to win, and that was one of them. I don't know how they came back. Houston misses the kick at the end, and then Detroit, which is really stupid because then it gave Detroit the ball at midfield. So you're basically playing for the just had a punted the ball there and gone to overtime. But again, the guy kicks a lot of 55-yard field goals. But again, it's a very risky thing. So Detroit plus 2.5 is lock number 4. 4-0 on my locks. 31-unit lock was Detroit with San Diego. That one. I have Cincinnati over with tonight's game. Lock number 5. Pittsburgh I played with Texas Tech. No, with BYU. BYU under with Pittsburgh plus 8.5. College pro lock. Solid. My 5 locks in college was BYU under, Texas Tech, Colorado over, Alabama, LSU over, and UCF, Arizona State over. All of them win. The only loser so far lock is Oklahoma State, TCU. The one game I was surest of was I needed 60, and it was 38-13, 51. Oak State, they couldn't score on TCU. I mean, that was easy. So with that said, another big week. So I'm 10-0, 11-1, 8-4, which was a bad week, and now 9-1, hopefully 10-1 after tonight. So a 10-0, 11-1, and could be a 10-1. So when I called the radio station in Detroit, the sports station, I was on one of these runs, and I wanted to do a radio ad. And so I say I am 28-4, and you can see this is what I do. The host basically called me a liar on air, and I'm paying for the radio ad. I hate when these guys do this and put up these phony numbers. Excuse me, these aren't phony numbers. This is real. This is what I do. And I called up the station screaming, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is an ad. Go check my website, Teaserking. You will see the history. What the fuck? So I hate this guy. If I ever get a hold of this guy, I'm going to kill him. He calls me a liar on the air, and I'm paying for the ad. And he defames me, slanders me. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So anytime I hear this guy, I'm ready to just kill him. What a loser that is. I'm paying. What do you mean it's fake? Yeah, I'm different. I know how to do things. I have a sixth sense. I'm an INFJ. I can do this shit. Oh, unbelievable. It pissed me off. But anyway, if we go through it, play against Carolina 13-1 as a road dog actually won. That you actually lost with the Giants. Minnesota 22-3 in a teaser, 23-3 in a teaser. Tennessee play against as a road dog 10-2, 11-2 now. San Diego home favorite 6-1, 7-1 now. Detroit 8-1 this year is a road. 8-1 is a road favorite. 23-5 overall is now 9-1 and 24-5. tonight, play against the road dog Miami 9-0. Take the Rams 11-1 at home. That includes them being a dog and a favorite. Now, I did not play the Rams just to protect you or Miami. I played the total. When I look at this, is amazing. I gave you all the plays. Play a teaser. They're all 8-1 and a couple of 8-0s or 9-0s. Minnesota won, Detroit won, Washington won, Pittsburgh won, Tampa Bay won, Buffalo won, Indy, Houston, Denver, San Diego, KC, and Baltimore all won. It was a perfect 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-0 if you just played the teams that were 8-1 or 8-0 in a teaser this year, just this year. Play against. You won against the Jets. You won against Houston. You won against Indy. You won against Jacksonville. You won against Tennessee. You won against Dallas. You won against KC. You won against Washington. The only two losers are going against Philly, you lost, and going against fucking Carolina, unbelievably. So this is where the teaser trends. I can only use this year. I can use 2 years for Detroit, for Kansas City, for Baltimore, for Miami, Houston. You can now use Arizona. I don't know if the coach has been there 2 years. Philly, you can use. You can't use San Diego because Harbaugh or Tennessee. Jacksonville, you can use. Minnesota, I'm using them, but I can't really because Darnold's there. Washington, no, it's all new with Daniels. Pittsburgh with Wilson. Tampa, you can use with Baker. Frisco with Purdy. New Orleans with Carr. Mahomes, of course. Buffalo with Allen, and that's it. And Cincinnati, yeah, Cincinnati and Baltimore you can use. So there's some you can use for 2 years. Most you can't. Quick comments. Jones and Young, the Giants in Carolina. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't think they got more than 110 yards passing. They're just horrible. Carolina wins because they ran the ball to Chubba Hubbard from Oak State like 35 times. Nothing to do with Young. Jones, what the hell is he doing out there? Those 2 interceptions. You can't beat Carolina. You probably got to hang it up. New Orleans, Chicago, Drake May against Caleb. How did these idiots get drafted in the first round? You've got to be kidding. Caleb is pathetic. He can't even complete little sideline passes. And Drake May is terrible. He wants to run all the time. All they want to do is there's the pressure's coming and they sense the pressure and they run around. That's not a quarterback. Oh, they're athletic. Yeah, but they can't throw the ball. They can't read the defense and feel the pressure. Tom Brady did it. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, watch him, man. He's always diving, but he's throwing the ball down the field. For some reason, he can do it just fine. May and Caleb are terrible. Jones and Young are terrible. Allen and Flacco, that's a different story. Allen's playing better. Bo Nix, he has no problem doing it. And Mahomes, they should have won. They blocked the kick at the end, unfortunately. I wanted to see Denver win that one. Cousins and Carr, here you go. Here's Cousins losing to New Orleans, who lost to fucking Carolina 20-17. No excuse. Cousins again. Not a pro quarterback, and Carr's not much better. Purdy and Baker, that was a good game. Purdy's fine. Baker's fine. Russell Wilson and Daniels, 2 NFL quarterbacks. Russell Wilson wins the game for you. That's why we bet on him. And Daniels is right behind him. Darnold and Mac Jones. What's Mac Jones doing out there? You think you're going to win with Mac Jones? You can't win with Trevor Lawrence. You're not winning with Mac Jones. Darnell, now Alex goes and he says, oh, he looks like he's reverting back. 3 interceptions. And I don't know what the score was. I didn't see the email till later. And then I look and Minnesota won 12-7. I go, what's the problem? We're laying 1 point with Minnesota. Who the fuck cares? It was a very windy day, which is why I didn't lock the over, and I got away from it. If probably should have locked the under, but took Minnesota 22-3 in a teaser. And Darnell, yeah, I mean, but it was a real windy day. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But I hate when Alex does that. He always the team will get down in the first quarter, and he's, I'm surprised he didn't say anything with Houston because Detroit was the lock, and he had Detroit as the lock, and I'm shocked he didn't start getting on me for Houston up 10-0, but he didn't, and Detroit won, so it's bittersweet for him. He loses with Houston, but he wins the money, and the money's always more important. Philly, Dallas hurts, terrible. Rush, I don't mind. Micah Parsons was back, but Dallas, terrible coach. I mean, what are they kidding me? Dallas is not. Dallas is now one of these teams that couldn't win in the SEC. The Jets, Arizona. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Again, no coach. The offensive coordinator sucks. You can't blame Rodgers. Kyler Murray, okay, 31-10. I don't know how many picks. I didn't watch this game. Detroit. Now, Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions, and all I hear is apologies. Well, his hand got hit, and one was a Hail Mary. Well, Jalen Daniels threw a Hail Mary touchdown a week prior. So, yeah, I think you count it as an interception because he threw it like shit right to the Houston guy. I mean, he didn't even throw it close to his guy. They're interceptions. The one that went off his hand and just kind of floated up, got hit as his arm's going forward. He didn't feel the rush. He didn't get rid of the ball on time. Call it what you will. He had 5 turnovers in the game. Okay, his hands hit or this or that, or the end's this and the dollar's that. I don't give a fuck. The guy played like shit. 5 turnovers. They do have him. They know if you get him off his mark, he's terrible, and he was. Did he come on at the end? Yeah, Houston stopped their pressing. Okay, fine. He won the game. I was happy I had him. But he sucked. Five turnovers. Call it way 5 interceptions, 5 turnovers, and he can't read the defense, and he's definitely exposed if you put pressure on him. This is why the Rams got rid of him. This is why they got 3 points against New England in the Super Bowl. You put pressure on the guy, he chokes, and he choked. He just got lucky that they got some turnovers. What was Stroud doing on the one interception in the end zone? He lofted it out. It was like a pop-up. The safety came over 20 minutes later and intercepted. Like, what kind of pass is that? Is that Ohio State against Michigan pass? Yeah, I think it was. What the hell is Stroud doing? So you think Stroud's good. He's good for a little bit, but then he folds. He chokes, just like Stafford. Hey, Luke. Well, okay, Luke. So I did some studying just because of you yesterday. We're going to do a little reading, and I'm gonna get you there. So your argument was it's a currency, and my argument was so define currency. It's money. Define money. Money is what people want. It's the most marketable security. It's portable, scarce, durable, fungible, which means it's the same, and acceptance. And it's not acceptance. So let's see. What is currency? Currency is a physical form of money that is used to exchange goods and services. It is usually issued by a government and is generally accepted at its face value. So they're trying to say currency isn't even money, it's just currency. A system of money is in general use as a particular country. The dollar was a strong currency. Okay, so the definition of a currency, something such as coins, treasury notes, and banknotes that is in circulation as a medium of exchange. Okay, so what I'm saying is this is crap. This is an extinct currency. It's fiat because it's not backed, hence the Titanic. This is currency, but it's not backed. So the problem with this currency is it has no value. Is currency the same as money? I love this one. Money is a broader term that refers to an intangible system of value that makes the exchange of goods and services possible. Now, currency is simply one tangible form of money. What the fuck did that? I don't even understand that. But now let's get to the real question. What is cryptocurrency? Just for you, Luke, a cryptocurrency is a digital currency designed to work through a computer network that is not relying on a central authority. So it's basically individual. Can crypto be converted to cash? This is Luke's favorite. You'll quickly exchange your crypto into cash, which you can accept from your cash balance in Coinbase. From there, you can transfer the money to your bank account if you wish. So how the fuck, if you're in Italy, you said you could get any money you can. Okay, you said I'm in any country and I can change my Bitcoin into the local currency of the country I'm in. But it says here, it transfers money to your bank account. Yes, from there you can transfer the money to your bank account if you wish, which means it's now like an ATM. I take a Bitcoin, I put it into my bank account at Wells Fargo, and then I can ATM and get euros out, just like you can with that. But you can't get euros with cryptocurrency just by pulling it. You have to send it home and then get it and then ATM it. Well, what's the difference? I can do that with the things. What is cryptocurrency in simple terms? Cryptocurrency are digital tokens that are a type of digital currency that allows people to make payments directly to each other through an online system. Cryptocurrencies have no legislative or intrinsic value. They are simply worth what people are willing to pay for them in the market. It is not money. How do I legally cash out crypto? Choose a reputable cryptocurrency exchange such as Coinbase or Beyonce. Transfer your Bitcoin to the exchange wallet. Place a sell order for your Bitcoin. What if the sell orders doesn't get done? Withdraw the cash to your linked bank account. So you cannot be in China and say, I want it. No, you have to take it to your bank account. And unless you have a bank in China and in Italy and in Barcelona and wherever country you're in, you have to what? Open a bank account and put it in to get that fund. So what you're saying is I have to take it to my Wells Fargo at home, and then I can do an ATM if it's in my bank. How long does it take there? Who knows? So how is Bitcoin money? Again, you have to bring it into cash. So don't tell me I don't know Bitcoin. I have already read this. I'm reading it to you just to be polite. What happens when I cash out my crypto? The majority of users will not withdraw Bitcoin directly, but will instead convert it to a fiat currency first. Well, why? If Bitcoin has a value, why would they put it into dollars? Why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. From there, it will then be transferred to their bank account at Wells Fargo in Pittsburgh. Users also have the choice of withdrawing the Bitcoin to their own personal cryptocurrency wallet using an alternative method of cashing out. What happens when you try to withdraw money from Bitcoin trading? I don't want to go there. Is crypto real money? Crypto is virtual or digital assets purchased with real money, trading on blockchain technology. It does not have all the values of real and fiat currency. So who knows and who doesn't know what they're talking about here? So it does not have the values of real or fiat currencies. It is not money. It is not even a currency. Just because it's called a cryptocurrency does not make it a currency. It is not a currency. It is a trade between people who have Bitcoin. So if you have Bitcoin and I have Bitcoin, you can give me and I can take it. But if I want to use it, I've got to take it into my bank account. And if I get a Bitcoin worth $80,000, I'm fucked because my bank will take it and I'll never see it again. Maybe I could get $5,000 from it unless I do an $80,000 ATM withdrawal in Italy or Germany or Barcelona and take it. That's the only way I can get the Bitcoin, because if it's in my money at Wells Fargo, guess what? Yeah, can I have my $80,000 Bitcoin transfer? No, you don't have money in the bank. The bank's closed. The money has no more value. Geez, I probably should have got gold because I don't have those problems with gold. The other thing with Bitcoin is it's not backed by a government, who are the ones that make money. Now, gold is, as you point out several times, in the U.S. Constitution. So it is real money, as you know. Bitcoin's not in the Constitution. I missed that page in the Constitution where Bitcoin's money. I missed the point in the Constitution where the dollar's money, because we're not supposed to have fiat currency in the U.S. We're not supposed to have a central bank, because nowhere in the Constitution it actually says no central bank, and only money, gold and silver, are allowed to be in the country. How the fuck we got fiat currency to central bank and income taxes blows my mind, because we're not supposed to have any of that. So that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold's telling you. That's what you want to argue with me. I'm going to argue with you. I'm going to give it to you. And I know this, so don't ever come at me on economics or football. You're going to lose. I know it, but you can't. I'm giving you the economic point of money, of gold, of why I don't own Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not limited. First of all, you have no idea how much Bitcoin's out there. You assume 21 million. Can you prove it? No. You don't know. You don't even know who this guy is. Mr. Fuji Nakasama created Bitcoin. He probably works for the CIA or the FBI or the Russian mafia. You have no idea. Well, I'm going to say there's 21 million. Really? And you believe him. And you probably believe Bernie Madoff wasn't doing a Ponzi scheme. People are so gullible. Do not believe 21 million. And how in the world is 21 million limited? Think, McFly. Think. Your basis is just you're not really using your head, which I know you have. I know I've talked to you several times about all this, and you get it. So I don't know, when you go off on this Bitcoin tangent, what the hell you're thinking. You're not going to, the Bitcoin is not worth, one Bitcoin is not worth one Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is priced in dollars. When the dollar goes to zero, what will be the value of Bitcoin? Zero. What will be the value of the house? Zero. Of your car? Zero, because everything priced in dollars goes to zero. So it's not just Bitcoin I'm picking on. I'm not picking on anything. Your house goes to zero. That's why you're going to buy a new house with 2 ounces of gold, because gold will zoom up, because it'll be the only money, and it'll be heavily demanded, and the price will go to the moon, and that's what's going to happen. So you just have to understand you're better off in gold than Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin's going up. So is Apple. So is Amazon. So are stocks. That doesn't mean they're not going to collapse. The best example I can give you is we're on the Titanic and it's sinking. And I know it's sinking, but you're questioning is, well, we're not in the water yet. Yeah, but the boat's 70% in the water. Yeah, but we haven't sunk yet. And I'm sitting there going, but we're sinking. The water's coming in. I'm on the lifeboat, gold, silver, and you're going to question, well, we haven't sunk yet. So are we going to sink? And that's my point. So you're sitting there. I've already told you it's gone, right? You don't want to be in the stock market. It's gone. You don't want to be in Bitcoin. Okay, great. You're making money, but what are you making? Dollars. Well, what are dollars? They're worthless. They're printed to nothing. They don't have a value. It's keeping a value for a short time until Russia says, you know what? We're going to come out with the gold backed currency because our ruble is worthless. I just sent Daria some money. It's $98 to the dollar for a ruble. So I give her $100. She gets $9,000. I mean, it's fucking crazy. So this is the point. I'm seeing the future, and you're not following me, and I don't know why you're not following me. This is what's going to happen. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 300,000-400,000. It might, because people don't know what the fuck they're doing. It has no value. Bitcoin is digital, so it has no value, right? You can't hold it. It's not a Mahomes. This is limited 50, not 21 million. If you believe 21 million, and I don't believe it's real. I believe it's all fake. It's all mafia. It's all Russian mafia. You want to play with them? Good luck. I don't. I don't want to play with them. I know I'm going to get burned if I play with them. So you have this thing that's about to crush. The dollar is gone. But again, it's 80% in the water. So I see the other 20. I know where the boat's going. But you're questioning, well, wait, the boats, well, we're not in the water yet, even though we're 80% in the water. So I'm seeing the other 20%. That's why I just shake my head. I don't understand. You keep holding on to Bitcoin. Good. I'm glad you're making money with it. But then there's going to be a point when it's worthless. And then I don't want to hear a Madoff from you going, oh, I lost my money in Bitcoin. I don't care. You should never have been in it. Okay, you made money at it. You're going to make 100 times more in gold than you're going to in Bitcoin. Okay, you just, it's coming, right? So just understand that. And when you don't understand it, I don't understand how you can't get it. I've explained it ABC. And, okay, Bitcoin went up because Trump did this and Trump got elected and everybody's happy. Big fucking deal. The $36 trillion debt, it didn't go away, and Trump can't do anything to get it going away. He's going to do tariffs. That's going to be a depression. We saw what happened in 1929 and 1930 with the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. It makes prices go up, which makes goods go up, which makes everybody have less to spend because prices are higher. This is what he's doing to you, and he's trying to do it to get taxes. He wants to get more in tax from the tariff, and it'll work the other way. He won't get shit for the tariffs because nobody's going to buy it, because all that's going to happen is if my competition is China, I'm U.S. steel, and here's China steel, and China steel is way down here, and I'm up here, and I can't sell any because everybody's buying China steel. So all of a sudden, you force the price of China steel up to here with these tariffs. Well, guess what happens? My price of steel goes up. Who gets fucked? The consumers buying the steel gets fucked because now it's costing them more. Did it benefit? It hurts China because they can't sell it. It hurts the U.S. guy, U.S. steel, because they can't sell it because they've made it too expensive over market. And don't forget the market. Us little guys will pay $10 a steak, but not 20. I was at the grocery store today getting dinner. I wanted a steak. They're all $16. I said, fuck you. I ended up getting, I got ribs that were like $9 and chicken. I'm eating a lot of chicken, but my feet are good, so I'm happy. But that's where it is. I'm not gonna sit there Look, I understand the concepts and the theories of Austrian economics. So you can't challenge me on that because I know it and you don't. And I'm trying to help you learn it. But what you need to understand is things that are printed without being backed are worthless 100% of the time. Every currency in the world has done this, has gone to zero. Bitcoin, it's not even a currency. We'll call it a currency, but it's not money. And I don't know the difference between currency and money. But to me, Bitcoin is well, it's not even like a stock. It's more of a collectible. It's more of a baseball card. It's not a stock because there's actually companies, right? Apple is a company that makes money, so the stock is part of what they make. Bitcoin's not part of that. So Bitcoin's like a mantle card. Would you rather have a $100,000 mantle card or Bitcoin? Well, I know my $100,000 mantle card is going to go up in value. And when the dollar collapses, my card will be worth something in gold, just like a Rolex. If people have gold, are they going to buy Bitcoin? What the hell for? Is Bitcoin going to survive? No, because it's priced in dollars. And you're trying to tell me it'll be priced in Bitcoin. Well, what is that? You're making up shit. There's no Bitcoin price. You can't use it anywhere. Like I said, you can't travel. And you want to argue against that. And I can't understand that. What, you don't use logic. Look, you're making money on Bitcoin. I'm happy for you. I'm not trying to tell you not to make money, but it's worthless. It's the same as having this and making money in the stock market. It's worthless. Money in the stocks, your money in the bank. This is all worthless. Everything in this is worthless. Stocks, bonds, houses, cars, real estate trust. They're all worthless because you're not getting out of the paper. You're either in the paper or you're in the gold and silver. There is no other option. Bitcoin is still in the paper, so are real estates. Now, the card is in paper and will go to zero, but gold-backed currency there will be a demand for this because there's a demand for this now. Will there be a demand for Bitcoin? How are you going to price it? Is anybody going to want it? Because it's not going to have a value. Things in dollars will not. Your house will not have a value. This is what most people don't want to think about. Your 401ks will be zero. Your stocks will be zero. Because they're valued in dollars. How are you going to do a financial statement? You can't do a financial statement in dollars. It's not going to work. So we need a new currency. So is Trump smart enough to have a gold-backed currency? Okay, then the house goes from 500,000 bullshit dollars to maybe 20,000 gold-backed dollars. And I gave you the example of Zimbabwe. One US dollar was equal to 30,000 Zimbabwe dollars that were heavily inflated. When they came out with the gold-backed currency, it went from $30,000 to 10. So do the math, times that by 10. So it's a 300,000 times that by 10, it's 100. So the house will be worth like 150 gold-backed dollars, but it'll have a value because it'll be gold-backed currency. And that's what the concept you got to understand is. And I don't know why you're struggling with this concept. It really, it doesn't compute that, great, you're making money in crypto, but you've got to realize it's worthless. So take your money and be a Rumpelstiltskin, which is what I was Saturday. I turned my toilet paper monopoly money into gold. So I went with $3,000 and bought an ounce of gold for $2,800. Now it's worth gold, not crap. Ready to go to zero, I have something that's ready to explode. It's a simple concept. And if I need money, I go take the gold and he gives me back the money. It's simple. I don't know why you struggle with that one. You don't realize. You just go to the store. He'll give you money for your gold because he's the one selling you the gold. He knows it's gold. He'll buy it. I went in there. He barely had any. He says nobody's selling it right now. As soon as they sell it, they take it. Says everybody's holding it. They're starting to realize it's going up and up and up. They don't want to sell it, or they've already sold it at 2,100, 2,200, and they don't have anything left. Fortunately, I'm back to work, so therefore, I don't need to sell my gold. I can buy more. Um, but that's the thing. It's the concept of the money. It's what everybody wants, but it must be limited and it can't be printed. This is not limited. Talk about something not limited. 150 trillion of this. This ain't limited. You're comparing Bitcoin 21 million, maybe if that's the number, to 150 trillion. Well, you can't. But I'm comparing 50 to 21 trillion, and guess who wins? 50. So you must understand the basic concepts. The less there are and the more demand, the more the product's worth. Now, yes, we're having price fix with JP Morgan. I get it. People don't. And again, they're selling when the price goes to 2,700, they're all shorting the derivatives. And that's what you saw today. They shorted them, got down to 26.10, 26.15, and back to 26.22. And now it'll go back to 27 because now they are doing new derivatives. And this is just a game of derivatives until Russia kills it with their diamond and precious metal exchange, and you won't ever see this again. So when people call it volatile, it's not volatile, it's price fixed. It's derivative bullshit, and it ain't volatile at all. It's just simply they're just fucking around. So it is not what it seems. So that's why you just look a month or two out when Russia says, all right, we're on a gold backed currency. China says, yeah, that sounds good to us. Now, what would you rather have? Yankee Doodle Dandy's little fucking dollar that's worthless, or gold and silver that we know is worth 100 times more? Actually, it's worth like 3,000 times more. And it's going up. You can't really lower the value of gold. So the derivatives are just bullshit. Now, Trump won. Does that matter? Fuck, I don't know. What's he going to do? The only thing Trump can do to save the debt is to back the money by gold. There's no other thing. I was watching Jim Rickards talk about MMT, and he's a Keynesian, and I said, this guy's the dumbest fucking idiot I've ever seen. And I left that comment. And then I was listening to Ray Dalio, and he's even stupider. Well, I look at history for everything. Well, fuck, just learn economics. You don't have to look at history. If you look at economics, you know, if you keep printing the money, it becomes worthless. Why is it such a hard concept to people to grasp? Well, but if we keep printing money, the debt will be fine if we keep printing, because the value of the dollar won't go anywhere. Oh, God, you guys are so fucking stupid. And this is why the problem is, because these are the idiots who are in charge, and they think, well, we can just keep printing money and printing money, which is fine. You keep printing it. I'm going to buy more and more gold and silver. And you're gonna make me a rich man buying gold and silver. And I'm not gonna look at Bitcoin, and I'm not gonna look at Amazon and Apple and Alphabet and Google and whatever the fuck these stocks are. I don't care. They're all fucked. They're not real prices. They're printing money, putting it in the stock market and elevating it. So everybody says, oh, look how good the economy is. Look at these stocks. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Now, if you understand what's going on, like me, as I try to teach you, you understand that it's all bullshit, and you keep buying gold and silver because they can't print it and inflate it, which is printing. That's the inflation. You're inflating the supply. Well, I can't inflate the supply of gold and silver because it comes out of the fucking ground, and I can't just click my wand and there it is. However, I can do a printing press on this, and I can do the printing press on this, and watch, these are already at zero. So all the bullshit they're talking about, Trump got elected. Yeah, how's that going to help the dollar? What's going to happen now? Inflation's down. Oh, and how did he do that? How did he take the $150 trillion and make it go away? There's not 150 trillion still out there. The petrodollar's gone. All the money's about to come flooding back as these countries go broke. How is Trump? What is Trump supposed to be doing here? What can he do? He can't do shit. So this is the problem with Trump. He wins, great, but he's going to do tariffs. Terrible. That's huge. That all the prices will go up because what are you doing? You're killing the competition. Well, we're going to be protectionist. We're going to buy US. You want the competition. What do we talk about? You want competition. So you want US steel and Japanese steel and German steel and all these. And because it's competition, they make it better and cheaper. And they drive prices down because they want to make a profit. And if you take that off the board and now make it a monopoly where now I'm adding to the Chinese and the Japanese and the Germans, it's all going to cost 20 times more. You just caused a depression because nobody can afford to buy them. It's not like the U.S. is, if they can't compete, they should be out of it. If you can't, so it's like, it's like the Carolina Panthers. Well, let's just say a track, right? You're running the 100 meters and you run it about 10.5 and, Insane Bolt runs it in 9.1. You can't compete with him. Well, wait, let's put weights on Insane Bolt's feet so he can't run as fast. So now you can compete with him. That's basically what you're doing. Is that right? Fuck no. Insane Bolt runs a 9.1 to 100 meters, and you run a 10.1. But if we put chains on Insane, then everything will be. Then you can compete with them. Well, no. I can't compete with him. I shouldn't be able to compete with him then. And that's what you're doing. You're putting chains on the Insane Bolts and the Japanese and the Chinese and the Germans. You're putting that so the U.S. can now run as fast as they can. And this guy's the president. So, yes, Kamala Harris was definitely a Keynesian, definitely an idiot. Trump is not much better. And what is Elon Musk doing? What the fuck is this guy doing? Oh, my God. The more I hear him speak, the dumber he sounds. This guy does not impress me at all. He's rich because of these government contracts that basically reward him for selling electric cars that are so overvalued he can't sell them. That's why he's not selling them anymore. Nobody wants to buy them. Nobody wants electric cars. They're way too expensive. They ruin the road. The batteries are what, $10,000 for a new battery? Yeah, I could buy a car for that amount. So that's what you must understand. Trump's not the answer here. Your answer is gold because you can't print it. And what are we going to go to? Don't kid yourself. You think, well, the dollar hasn't gone yet. It'll stay. No, the dollar is gone. Again, we're in the Titanic and we're 70% in the water. Guess what? We're going the other 30%. You just can't see it in the dollar. You can't see that you're on the Titanic and you can't see it's 70, 80% in the water. The best you can do is know that 99% of the value of the dollar is gone, right? Egon tells us that, right? It's worth a fucking dollar. From 1980, it's worth $1. What it does is it buys $1 worth of goods that you could buy in 1980 or 1979. That's the problem with it. So you can't sit there and look at anything else and wonder about it, right? Bitcoin's not the answer. I wish it was. I'm not. Look, I buy gold and silver because that's the answer. Because you can't print it, and it's pretty, and it's money based on the Constitution, based on Roman law. It's money. So all I'm doing is Rumpelstiltskinning this for gold. I'm turning monopoly money into gold. What a great concept. Would I turn it into Bitcoin? Never, because it's digital. It isn't something I can hold. It doesn't have a value. If the dollar goes out, I'm fine in gold. Gold, like I keep saying, will buy you a house. 2 ounces of gold will buy you a nice house. That's what Luke's waiting for. He's going to buy a nice $500,000 house with 2 ounces of gold. Can you do it with 2 Bitcoins? Who's going to take them? You got to take them to your bank and cash them, as I just read. How are you going to do that when the bank's closed? How are you going to do that when the money's worthless? Well, I got Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, but it's priced in dollars. And, well, no, it's digital gold. What the fuck is digital gold? No. Digital gold, there's no such thing. You can sell it like that, but it's not real. Only real gold that comes out of the fucking ground that has eagles and maple leafs and cougar ants on them are real gold. So it's just it's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. You're being Ponzi schemed into believing crypto is worth anything. If you want to invest your money, buy a fucking Rolex for 100 grand, buy the Mantle card I show you for 75, or the Jordan rookie for 500 grand. If that's what you want to do, because you don't want to be in money or you don't want to be in gold and silver, then go buy a fucking Jordan rookie. Buy the Montana or Rice rookie card for 100 grand. Be my guest. Be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. But I don't see that Bitcoin's anything. It's a baseball card basically, right? But it's digital, so you can't even have it. Like I said, if they came out with the B coins and they said there's 21 million, and on the back it said 1 of 21 million, 10 of 21 million, okay, I could believe that, and maybe I'd buy it because I get a coin. Look, I have 2 Bitcoins. But digital, it's a Madoff. It's a Ponzi scheme. Get the fuck out. Now, you can do what you want. What is it at? 60,000, 70,000? Fine. You're making money. Are you? You only make money in the casino if after you win, you cash in. So you hit 10 passes in the row at the crap table and you're up 10 grand. Did you win? Not until you take that change and you go to the cashier and say, give me my 10 grand. Then you're a winner. But if you're still playing, you can still lose it. This is my fear is people who are in Bitcoin don't know how to gamble. This is my expertise, gambling, economics, numbers, okay, odds. That's what I am the best at. So you have to understand if I'm playing stock, what did I do with my gold stock? I got in, I bought 1,000 shares. It went up 60 cents. I said, thank you, and got the hell out. So I'd make $600 a day, happy as a clam, because I knew I won. I knew I beat them. And I got out before it crashed, which it did. Be smart. You've got to play these games. You're playing to make money, right? Why are you buying Bitcoin? To make money. If it isn't to make money, then what the hell are you doing in it? And the only way to make money is as it goes up, you cash out. And then you get back in when it comes down, like you do in stocks. But somewhere there's this belief that Bitcoin will not stop, will keep going. And I always use the red-black roulette as a example. So what they're telling you is red's going to hit 1,000,000 times in a row. Really? Red's going to just keep hitting and hitting and hitting. Really? Oh, okay. That's great. If you believe that, then I got oceanfront property in Detroit. So Bitcoin's going to keep going to 1,000,000. Okay. At what point does the dollar go to zero? And at what point do you cash in and make money on it? You don't. You can't make money on it because how are you going to make money on it? If you don't cash out, you don't make money. It's 1,000,000. The dollar collapses, which it's doing very, very soon. The dollar collapses, your million goes to zero. Bitcoin has no value. It's not gold. Don't think it is. Gold's gold. Gold's the coins, the bars, James Bond, Goldfinger, coins, little bars, Costco, that's gold. There's no such thing as digital gold. That is you're being scammed, right? I don't want to see anybody being scammed, and I'm telling you you're being scammed. So you can either ignore me and think you're not, even though you are, or or you can listen and jump into gold because it's the real money. You must understand that concept. I don't know how you can't understand that concept. It's the only money because you can't print it. This is why every currency, fiat, every currency in the world has gone to zero if it's not backed by gold. The Romans, the Spanish, the French, the British, and now it's our turn. Everyone. Well, if we're all in Rome, we're thinking, well, we're the Roman Empire. We can't go bankrupt. Or we're in France in 1795. Well, we can't go. Napoleon, he's our guy, and we can't go bankrupt. Why did Napoleon go back on the gold standard if it wasn't good? Again, it's the governments can't print and can't steal from us. That's why they don't like gold. That's it. So here comes Trump. Who is he? Joe Honest? I doubt it. Uh, so I don't see him. Will he go on the gold standard so he can't print money? That's always the problem with governments. They can't print the money. They're all crooks, so they want to print and put it in their pocket, even though they hurt the value of it. So go ahead. Why don't they print $36 trillion and pay off the debt if it's that easy? Because the dollar won't be worth anything. And then the biggest point is, why are all the central banks buying gold and not Bitcoin? Every central bank in the world is getting rid of dollars, and they're doing my Rumpelstiltskin. They're exchanging the US dollars for gold. Why aren't they buying Bitcoin? Oh, Larry Fink likes Bitcoin. Well, of course, the biggest crook in the world likes Bitcoin. You want to play on his team? Be my guest. Think about it. Who are you joining? The Russian mafia and Larry Fink. You want to be on their team. And then when you get burnt, don't come crying to me because I'm telling you what's happening. You can't lose in gold. It's a lock. You're going to win. You can't lose. It's just Ponzi scheme right now. It's derivative. It's not free market, and it's all being blown up by Putin. So just wait. You can't lose. You know what you can lose is monopoly money. That's what you can lose because you can't keep printing it. It goes to zero. But you have all these Keynesians and MMT people saying it's okay. Just keep printing. Just keep printing. Yeah, until it goes to zero. Nobody's going to want it. And as soon as nobody wants it, it's worthless. And what are they doing? 159 countries want to join BRICS because it's going to be gold. It's gold-backed currency if you join BRICS. And 159 countries are in, and they want to get out of the US dollar because they know it's corrupt. They blackmail you. They corrupt you. They coerce you. We'll give you the money, but you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to give us your firstborn male child, whatever. And that's the problem that everybody hates the US dollar for. So, with that lesson, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you need to tell me why. Are you buying Bitcoin to make money? Then you got to be like in Las Vegas. It's got to be like the crap table or the blackjack or roulette. When you're up, you cash out. If you don't do that, you'll never make a penny, no matter how high it goes. Because if you don't because it's not worth anything. It's worth $80,000. Oh yeah, but the dollar's not worth anything. And if you don't, it's like stocks. Do you buy Amazon stock? Do you sell it, or do you just keep holding it? Now a Rolex, you're fine because it's very, very limited, very highly in demand. They're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars because there's not a lot of them out there. And people rather get a used one today than wait a year for a new one. And there's only 5, 10, 15 of them. So Rolexes, you don't have to worry that the value is going to go down. So you can hold it just like a Mickey Mantle card. You don't really have to worry. You don't have to cash out. It's just going to be there. But eventually, if you want the money, you got to cash out. So eventually, if I buy a Rolex for 20 grand and it's worth 200, Maybe I'll cash out. Maybe I'll take that 200. Maybe that's my retirement. Oh, wait, on the retirement shows on the radio, they never bring up Rolexes or Mantle cards or gold or silver. We'll put you in a retirement fund, which is a mutual fund that gets 3 or 4%. That'll be your cash flow for the rest of your life. And yeah, but when the stock market crashes and the dollar goes out, then what happens? Oh, you're fucked. But we're not going to tell you to go into Rolex and Mantle cards and gold because we don't get commission on it. So you listen to a financial planner, you might as well just flush your money down the toilet. Because they're printing 150 trillion fucking dollars and you have a $36 trillion debt, that is the end. This is what I'm telling you. This is the why. Now you understand. Wait a minute. Yeah, he's right. That's why you get the fuck out of it. There's no return. The only way out is to print gold-backed currency and make the price of gold go to $30,000 an ounce so you have enough currency to pay off the debt. That is it. There is no other way. Just think about it. You owe 500 grand on a credit card. How are you going to pay it back? You're fucked. Oh, I'll pay $1,000 a month for the rest of my life. Think about it. You cannot pay off a $36 trillion debt. It can't happen. Because if you were to print $36 trillion, you would need another 36 trillion because what you just printed is worthless and it's now down to zero. And it's, put it this way, what did we see in Germany? The wheelbarrow, right? Full of money to buy milk. Why? Why did they need so much? Because it was worthless. Right? So they finally fucked it up. It was worthless. They printed it to pay off the debt for World War I. That's what happened. So at the end of World War I, somehow they blamed Germany for everything, even though it wasn't their fault. And they said, you got to pay war problems. So they printed and printed and printed to pay the war debts, which then made it their money worthless. And then they were printing $1 billion a day in 1923 to try to pay off the inflation. And all it did is cause more inflation and people with the wheelbarrow because it was worthless. That's where we're headed. Hello, McFly. This is Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Greece, all of it. That's where it's going. And why didn't they avoid it? They didn't have any gold. Why didn't they have any gold? Because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. Gold is the safe haven. That's the winner, right? You can't lose with gold. It's the 74 Steelers, it's the 81 Montana Niners. Gold is gold. You can't print it. It can't lose its value. There's high demand and low. You want to talk limited. There's nothing more limited than gold. Okay, gold and silver. Okay, that is the key to why gold is gold. It's heavily demanded, very limited, makes the price go to the moon. Now, you can try to control and price fix the price, but eventually it blows up. There's too much demand and they can't hold it. And that's what's happening with gold now. And that's what's about to happen to silver. Way too much demand, way more than the supply. And eventually everybody's going to the mines and avoiding COMEX. And eventually Putin is going to say, you know what? Fuck this. Why is the U.S. pricing my gold and my silver? I'm going to price it. And off it goes. Titus, my man. I am sure you won again because I only had one loser by 1 point yesterday. Thank you, Titus. Let's just we'll do this every week. Do you like my heading? A 10-0 week, an 11-1 week, an 8-4. That's a terrible week. And now 9-1 with our lock tonight, which I think I can say is the over in the Rams Miami game, which man, I love that one. I'll tell you how my feel is. We're switching to football right now. Here's where I go into the fifth dimension in my picking. I'm looking at BYU Utah and I'm analyzing the game and I realize, wait a minute, I like Utah under because Cam Rising's out. I said, well, if Cam Rising was playing, they'd be a great home dog. And then it hit me like a lightning bolt going, well, wait a minute. Cam Rising is out, and BYU's got this great defense. Utah has no offense and a great defense. It's two great defenses. It's going to be an under. And I looked at it, it was like 41. I go 47, and I go, that's a fucking. And then I felt the lock. And then I'm like, who do I put it with? And I put it with the Steelers getting 8.5, 9 with Russell Wilson. I'm going, well, Washington might win, but they're not going to blow out the Steelers with TJ Watt and Russell Wilson and everything. And they win the game, and I'm getting 8.5 points. I loved it. That's what a feel is. And that's when people ask me, did you feel the game? And that was the feel. Really, I felt Detroit. I felt San Diego. I love that. That was the 31 unit lock. And then Baltimore, Cincinnati over was easy. Tonight's lock, I feel also. I'm looking at it going, yeah, the Rams, Pukanuka's back, Cooper Kupp, Stafford's going to light up Miami, who has no defense. But with Tag back, I don't know if Tyreek Hill is playing yet. Questionable with the wrist. I'm sure he'll play. It's Monday Night Football. The Rams can't stop anybody either. So this should be in the – I got 34-31 Rams. We only need 43 or 44. I'm very happy for Titus. You're on a roll. Just keep going. G's ready to hit tonight. She hit an 8-team teaser with this overcoming. So everybody's hitting my 8-9 team teasers because I'm not losing. 9-1 yesterday, and the only loser was the Niners over, which was a very small bet. Over 44, and they scored 43. So I lost one game by 1 point, and I hit everything. And in college, I was 4-1 in my locks. So I'm hitting everything. At this stage in the season, this is what I try to warn you. I am dead on because I've figured it out, right? In my mind, that's how it works. I figure out the teams, and I know how to bet them. This is what I do with economics. This is what I do with gold and silver and Bitcoin and stocks. This is like saying I always get into it with Alex because he's in Houston and he's always a big Stroud guy and a big Houston guy. And I go, I'm not trying to hurt him, and I'm just calling it the way I see it. You got KC's number one, and Detroit's up there, and Minnesota's up there, and Philadelphia's up there, and Denver and San Diego, and I always hesitate with Baltimore because of LeBron or Lamar, same thing. But that's what I'm doing, right? So I say Lamar's no good. It's like saying, well, Bitcoin isn't it. And that's really the point of it. People don't take it personal. It's business, and it's not what it seems to be. It's not what it appears to be, but again, you're saying, well, the Titanic hasn't sunk yet. Well, we're 80% in the water. Don't you think it's going to go the other 20%? So I'm seeing it, and I'm getting off the fucking boat. And that's where I'm at with gold and silver. I just bought another ounce and 2/10. I would have bought an ounce and a quarter, but they didn't have any quarters or halves. They said nobody's selling. So that's what I'm doing. I'm already seeing what's going on. That's what I'm going. Ryan. Hey, Ryan. I'm cashing out all my crypto probably prematurely. Well, again, Ryan, it's pretend you're playing craps. You play at the casino. At what point do you cash out when you're playing craps or blackjack or roulette or baccarat or the slot machine? At what point do you cash out? But you do cash out. You do leave the casino. You hope you leave a winner, not a loser. But that's the point. You at some point cash out. At some point you sell your Microsoft. At some point, you sell your Newmont Mining gold. And that's all I'm saying. At some point, how long is Bitcoin going to go up? And if you think this is a real thing, you just don't understand gambling or making money or anything. Are you still in Amazon stock? How long are you going to be in that until the owner gets arrested or their stocks miss the number? And all of a sudden, Amazon misses the number and it goes from 150 to 100. And then it goes to 50 because they missed their number. The growth is over. They're not going to be profitable as much anymore. Now they've hit that brick wall. And you get blown away because it happens while you're sleeping. You go to sleep, it's 150. You wake up, it's 100 because the Madoffs fucking gutted you. And that's what's going to happen in Bitcoin. You're going to wake up, it's going to be 50. But you never have that in gold. It's not going to, it can't do that. Neither can silver. Oh, it goes down this little 30, 40 point day or 50 point day today. It's all derivatives, and they're going to do derivatives back up. And it'll be back to 2,700 just like last week. It's all a game. It's selling the option, going down, and buying the option to go back up. So when it's really high, they short it. And then when it gets down to a point, they go and buy it. It's a big fucking game. It's got nothing to do with the real value of gold or silver, as we know is the best thing you can have. So at what point do you sell your crypto, or at what point do you somehow believe it's just going to keep going up? I mean, well, red's been hitting at roulette. It's hit 22 times in a row. Hell, it's going to hit another 50. I'm sure of it. Are you out of your mind? And that's what you guys don't get. You think it's just going to keep going up because Larry Fink and the Russian mafia, believe me, when they get out of it, it's gonna go. And believe me, they're gonna get out of it because Larry Fink's an asshole and he's a criminal. Was a great weekend, TK. Vanderbilt got me in a few. Yeah, they were strange. No, I know you get it. It's just everybody has to understand. I want you to understand what's happening because it sounds like some of you still don't get it. And I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm going as in depth as I can. It is not personal. It is strictly, you've got to understand. Kansas City's not going to win every game. Are you going to keep betting them? Well, it depends. I'm going to take them this weekend because they're a dog to Buffalo. And anytime Mahomes is a dog, we bet them, especially against Buffalo, who's a choke. But nothing keeps going. Stocks, Amazon doesn't keep going. The government's helping it, but there'll be a day when the dollar collapses. Why? Because nobody will want it. And that's why 159 countries are getting out of the dollar and joining BRICS because they want to be in gold and they don't want to be told what to do by the US. So there is no demand for the dollar. They can't sell T-bills. So at what point? Oh, Trump's coming in. Oh, well, nobody's going to buy T-bills from Trump. Oh, he's going to scare Putin. Oh, really? He's going to scare Xi. Oh, really? Okay. Let's see you end the war in Russia and the war in the Middle East. Good luck with that one. If you think Putin's going to give everything back, you're out of your fucking mind. The only way it ends is Putin, you keep your 4 cities in the Ukraine that has all the oil, and then that's fine. And Zelensky, we're going to put you in jail somewhere because you're an idiot. Then get rid of the leader, get a new leadership in the Ukraine, somebody who's actually got a brain in his head if they can find anybody. And that's what you do. I mean, that's not going to be easy. Trump, I'll end the war in 46 minutes when I get elected. Okay, you're elected. Oh, the war's still going on. Daria asked me today, she says, well, I thought Trump won. I said, yeah. She says, well, when's he the president? I said, January 5th. I says, yeah, he won it, but he isn't technically the president until January 5th when he takes office. So she's like, oh, okay. And good comment. Like she knew he won. Well, I told her that he won, but she thought, I guess in Russia, you take office the next day. And here it's January 5th. So that's the frustrating thing. But yeah, I mean, well, gold's on sale. I laughed. I bought it Saturday and I just laughed. But he didn't have a lot. He had 2 ounces and he had a bunch of 1/10 of an ounce things. So I bought 1 ounce and 2/10 of an ounce. I told them I was working. They said, oh, we're happy for you. I said, you're happy for me. I'm happy I can go buy like gold again. I took out of my safe that I've been saving, and now I can replenish. I got my Social Security today, and I get paid every Thursday, so I'm a happy camper. But I'll be, buying a lot more. My goal is 100 ounces. That's my goal. Um, no stocks, no Bitcoin, some baseball. I got a Mahomes and no Rolexes. I never bought a Rolex. Kind of sad I didn't, but I never was into watches like that. I got to take Howard's as close as I come. But assets that are limited, that are highly in demand, are what you buy. Those are what makes you rich. And that's why they make them limited. So you buy them because if you buy them, they'll make you rich. Because that's the formula to being rich: limited and high demand. And that's what this is definitely not limited and definitely not high demand. So the value of this has to be zero. And the Bitcoin is not limited, and you can't prove there's 21 million. I know you guys are on, you don't know why it goes up. You don't know why it goes down. You're making money and you're happy. Those are the Madoff people. Well, I don't know what he's doing, but we keep getting our 15%. So, it's great being in Madoff, and then he gets arrested, and then you lose all your money. Oh, I didn't know he was crooked. I just thought it was a fluke that I got 15% every month for 10 years. And that's what you guys are doing in Bitcoin. You don't realize what you're doing. You don't understand it. But you're making money. So you're excited you're making money, but you don't know why. And when it goes to zero, you won't understand that. You'll just get the shit beat out of you. So I'm trying to help by saying, wake up, at least take part of it or half of it and buy gold with it. Then you're safe. You don't know how many hours I'm in Toyota talking to the sales manager about this. And he's in Bitcoin. And I kept saying, get out of Bitcoin. And I said, how much did you put in? 35 grand. I'm like, oh my God. Well, it's at 60 grand now. I said, okay, take it. Pretend you're in Vegas. Take your profit, put it in gold. And he wouldn't listen to me. Then he finally started doing a little. And then his buddy who runs a parts store, because he's Toyota dealership, says, oh, every night I take all my money and I put it in the gold. Every day I go to the gold store and take my profits. And then his wife found out about it and got him into gold. I says, well, I'm telling you this and you're not listening to me, but your wife hears some guy going and buying gold and now you get it. And it was a shake my head moment, but you got to get out of dollars and dollar assets off the Titanic. Why do I tell you this? I mean, I'm not just pulling shit out of my butt. I'm not making this shit up. This is reality. And I've given you the Romans and the French and the Spanish and the English and Zimbabwe and Germany and Venezuela and Greece. You got 1,000 examples where it always turns to shit. And yet gold never turns to shit. It always is the shit. So I don't know how else to explain it to you guys, but I can't believe you still don't get it. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's like me picking football games. Ryan gets it now. He goes, yeah, he knows what he's fucking doing. That's the key to it. You get that. And again, I'm not going to go 10-0 everywhere. I'm 9-1 this week, hopefully 10-1. But that's what there's always a loser or two. But the general concept is the theories. And that's the theory of money is limited. What everybody wants, that's what works. And when you print it to death, it goes to zero. It's being printed to death. You got a $36 trillion. I don't know how else to explain it to you. You got to get out of the fucking paper, which means stocks, which means real estate trust. Your house is going to zero, but it'll keep value in gold. You don't want to be in the bank, and be careful with Bitcoin because it's priced in dollars. Gold does not need to be priced in dollars, nor does oil, nor does silver. These do not need to be priced in dollars. So therefore, it's okay to own it, because when the dollar goes out, my gold will then buy a house, because everybody will run into gold because it's the only thing available, because they fucked up the dollar, and they're all Keynesians, and they all are whatchamacallit, George Soros people, and they're all trying to fuck the whole place up. So understand what the competition is and how to win. And I'm teaching you how to win. So I don't know why it's this difficult. So it's very frustrating to me. Hey, Alex, how you doing? I brought you up earlier that I'm sure you were crushed that Houston lost, but the side effect is you made a ton on Detroit. So there's always a silver lining in that. I thought CJ Stroud played great in the first half, and then what the fuck was that pass in the third quarter? You're about to win the game. The guy's wide open in the end zone, and he decides to throw a pop up to shortstop, and it gets intercepted. This is my problem with CJ Stroud. The chance to win the game, if he throws it on a line before the defender can come there, they win the game. He loops it, and it's intercepted. What was that? That's my problem with CJ Stroud in a nutshell. That's the problem with Lamar. That's the problem with half these quarterbacks. You get a chance to win the game, win the game. But anyway, I'm sure you had a good weekend. Enjoy the gold store, Ryan. Alex, you need to get a little bit of gold in you. Especially now it's on sale. Let's check the gold price. It's been getting killed today. Again, it's a Monday. It's Trump. It's derivative day. Let's see. 26.22. So you can see the way the derivative went from the fuck. So you can see it was 26.80 at about 5:30 in the morning, and in comes Europe at 6. And then it goes from 26.57 down to 26.10 at 2 o'clock. What the fuck was going on? But then it bottoms, and then they go by the derivative. So you can see the game. They're shorting it or wanting it to go down at 26.70. But then at 26.10, they're buying it, wanting it to go up because it's a derivative. It's an option. So they're either buy low or buy high, and now they're buying. They bought it, they shorted it down, and they're only shorting it to get out of other positions, not because they don't want gold, not because they want the price of gold to go down. It's a fucking game of derivative. If you sell it at 26.70, it's because you want it to go down to 26.30. And that's how you make your money. Usually China interferes with it, and the whole BRICS thing. It's just a little bit with Trump winning. It really doesn't matter at all because this is not the real price of gold. But with Trump winning, it's kind of affecting it a little bit. But I believe Trump realizes the gold standard's his only option, but can he do it? Will Congress allow? I don't know how it has to work. Will Congress allow it or what? But he knows he's fucked with dollars. So we're about 80%, 90% in the water, in the Titanic. So why wait till you're 100% in is my point here. Don't wait until it's sunk. Fucking buy it. Get the fuck out now while it's cheap at 26.20. Yeah, I'd buy more too. But most of mine's bought at 1,700, so I can't be. I'm fine. But I did buy the ounce because I gave Jenna an ounce, so I bought it back. Again, trying to get to 100. Alex was watching the beginning just when I sent you those emails early in games. I'm only commiserating with you. I know. I'm just. But I don't hear it at the fourth quarter when Minnesota won. I didn't get the email. Oh, yeah, by the way, Minnesota won. So you always do that in the first quarter. And then at the end of the game, we win. And I go, well, where is he now? or sharing opinions. Not that I'm unhappy. No, no, I know. It just frustrates me because I don't want to know what's going on. Um, I did watch the Lions game, which is unusual. Normally, I would have watched the movie and then went on at about 11:30 into Yahoo and seen the final score and going, oh, they won 26-23. Must have been an easy win. And no, it was anything but that. But no, it's fine, Alex. I know. At this point, it might be a reverse jinx. Is when I send those, we end up winning. Well, okay. So on a big bet, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Although I would like it if you say, "Hey, we're up 21-0." That would be a good one. No, I don't like to watch too much. I'll watch a little of it. Like I watched the Georgia Mississippi game, and I didn't bet it. And then I watched Alabama LSU, and we got a miracle at the end to win it because it was. I think we needed that last touchdown by LSU. They had the stupidest play calling. They kept, let's run it into the line, first down, second down, third down, and punt. Like, and Milrose is going wild, as I knew he would. I knew they'd light up LSU. I just thought LSU would score more. I didn't realize where did their offense go. But I think LSU's got like 4 offensive linemen out. So maybe that's what it was. But you don't know how many offensive linemen these teams have. Well, again, I think it's because when I went into the injuries, there's 4 or 5 offensive linemen out. And I'm assuming a couple were the starters. So I think that's why they called it that way. But as a point, when you're down 30 points, I think you kind of have to pass. But this is LSU's problem. Good game this week, Tennessee, Georgia. I don't know. I don't like Tennessee's quarterback. He needs to go play volleyball because he's not a quarterback. But really good defense. But I don't know what Georgia is. They have a decent defense, but Ole Miss was shredding it. Ole Miss, man, they got 2 defensive ends. These guys are the first 2 picks in the draft, and Tennessee's got another one. So there's 3 defensive ends that are going to go in the top 10. I mean, Jesus Christ, Missouri. This is the first time I watched Ole Miss, like the whole game and get into the details. They got a great defense. So they're going to be – how the fuck did LSU beat them? Man, oh, man. See, that's what gets me. They beat Ole Miss with that defense, and they get killed by Alabama, who doesn't have a defense. It's very strange. My new job starting Monday. Good luck on your new job. My job's going fine. I'm in week 3. So it's a weekly. I get paid. I'm supposed to get paid Friday because it's a direct deposit. I get paid Thursday. So I'm all excited. And I got my Social Security today. So it's like more gold. Because now it's just bonus because I'm getting paychecks. Anyway, I think Titus is happy. So Titus hit an 18 teaser and an 18 parlay for 18 grand 2 weeks ago, and I think he did it again. Because if he took my plays, we only had one loser. I'm 9-1 on Sunday, and it was, if he even played it, the 49er over, which I saw went down to 49. So if you got it then, you tied on it. So there was no loser to be had. So I think Titus hit another $18,000 one. No Bitcoin. Well, because people still don't get it. It's a Madoff thing, right? You see it go up, so you want to get in because your instinct is, I'm going to buy it and get rich quick. I don't know why it goes up. I don't know why it goes down. The Russian mafia is in it and Larry Fink. So that's what I want to join. I want to join the Russian mafia and Larry Fink. And that's the problem, is you don't understand why it's going up or down. And it doesn't make any sense. It just isn't. It isn't Comex, JP Morgan. So therefore, they're not doing it. We know why gold isn't going, because of the gold has been broken because they did the Basel III and the Tier 1. Silver hasn't done it. So silver's not going to go till it blows up Comex. but keep buying because we know it's going to be $1,000 an ounce. You can buy it for 30. Yeah, probably buy a little bit of it. But until you can explain why Bitcoin goes up and understand what it is and understand it's priced in dollars, it is not digital gold. And we had this conversation yesterday where you cannot be in Italy and get euros for it. You cannot be in China and get yuan for it, or Russia and get rubles for it. That's just bullshit. The only way to get it is it goes into your bank account, back in the old Wells Fargo, and then maybe you can ATM it if you can get it out of the ATM, if you can get it out of your bank. So that's how you would put it in other currency, but that's it. There's no, I'm going to buy yuan with the Bitcoin. No. And Bitcoin's illegal in China anyway, so I know you're not getting it there. But you don't know what it is. It's not limited. I don't know why you think it's limited. It's 21 million. Based on what? Come on. I mean, just really, are we this stupid that we believe that the 21 million, and we believe we went on the moon, and we believe 9/11 was a terrorist attack? Yeah, we're really that stupid. Titus, I started off with the Cincinnati and Ravens over for 2,200. How much you think I won after that? Titus, if you won 2,200, I'm going to say 25,000 because everything hit. 4-0 on the locks. I would imagine you're in the 20,000s. I'm excited for my tip. That'll be great. Very happy for you, Titus. Believe me, when I go 9-1, I'm happy for you guys. I'm making money on it, but the fact I can make you money, that's like the same thing with the gold. I want you to buy gold. I know you're going to make a fortune on it. You're all going to be rich with the gold. When I hear the Bitcoin, I just go, what are you doing? You're not going to get rich on Bitcoin. Yes, it's 80,000 now, but it's just paper money. It's not real money. It's monopoly money. But I'm going to go with 25,000, Titus, because you already had the 18. So that puts you up 20,000. No, not Alex, Titus. Titus hit 18,000 2 weeks ago. And there's another 22, and that was the first game. And Titus is a good gambler. If you are not betting the professor plays, you are truly missing out. Thank you, Titus. Yeah, I mean, but this isn't the first time I get like this. Ryan is Mr. Crazy goes, and he's like, well, you're doing okay. And then I had a good week, and he's like, oh yeah, you're doing well. And I go, I haven't even warmed up yet. And now I'm hot, but it was like I just started to warm up. Then it was 10-0, 11-1, and now 9-1, hopefully 10-1 after tonight. And that was, this is when I get cooking right now. But Mr. Crazy figured it out. So I'm with him. But yeah, I mean, and then I just go buy gold with it. Take your winnings and buy gold. That's what I do. I love the Rumpelstiltskin. I turn straw into gold. So let's look at next week. We've talked about this week. We start off with Washington, Philadelphia. Phillies -3 and 49. This is an interesting game because Daniels, he's outstanding. Philly is starting to play Georgia defense, which took them a while, but now they finally figured it out. This should be a real interesting game here. And I hate it's Thursday night because where I would like Daniels as a dog, it's a short week and they got to go to Philly, although it's a short flight. The Rams 5-43 against New England. Let's see what the Rams do tonight. Miami 7-45 over Oakland. I remember this game in 1974, as all the Oakland people do. We just wish Blitnikoff was playing in this. Miami doesn't have a defense, but Oakland just sucks. Green Bay 6.5, 41.5 over the Bears. Is Caleb terrible or what? He can't even throw an out. So yet you've got him three receivers, and yet they're not open, and he can't throw it. And he keeps getting sacked because he can't read a defense. He is not. What a wasted number one pick. You could have had Daniels, you could have had Bo Nix, and you took Caleb like you thought he was a sure thing, even though I warned you, look what he did against Notre Dame and UCLA when he got sacked 15 times. Nobody listens to the professor. Detroit 12.5, 47.5. I suggest you get Detroit under 7 because it'll be 14 by game time. 47.5 might be the way to play it if Trevor Lawrence plays. If it's whatchamacallit, just take the Lions. Matt Jones, what is he doing in the pros? He sucks at New Orleans, so Miami picks him up. Yeah, well, he'll do better for us. New Orleans 244 with Cleveland. What do you do with that game? Baltimore 3 over Pittsburgh, Luke. 47 is the total. I'm loving Pittsburgh as a home dog. With this defense and Russell Wilson, this game is dead even. So that's we'll make that the free play. Pittsburgh and 9. We got to check injuries, of course. Mini 7 over Tennessee. Mini is now 23-3 in a teaser. Probably will bet them. The JETS is 344 to Indy. Who the fuck knows? Frisco 649 against Seattle. Maybe Frisco with McCafferty back. Denver 1.5, 44 to Atlanta. Yeah, that seems small. Denver's much better than Atlanta. Here it is. Buffalo 2.5, 45.5. We get Mahomes as a dog. Nothing in life's better. Titus, I expect 22,000 on a Kansas City Pittsburgh teaser. There you go. That's it. You're giving me Mahomes an 8.5. Jesus Christ. I can't believe Buffalo's favored in this game. Jesus. San Diego 246 over Cincinnati. This is a real tough game because I love Joe Burrow, but San Diego with the killer defense, it's going to be hard for them. And they don't have a defense, so they could lose by 10, even though it is Joe Burrow and Chase. Houston 742 over Dallas. The question with Houston is, are they going to play like they played yesterday, or are they going to revert back to the Jacksonville games and the Tennessee games where they win by a field goal? This is the problem I have. And what's with those uniforms? Why did they? Why are they not switching to the red like that? Those are pretty cool uniforms, although I didn't understand their logo. But the problem is, will they play like that this week? And that's where I really pitch at the coach. Well, if you can get them ready for that, why can't you get them ready for Jacksonville and Tennessee? And where was that against Baltimore in the playoffs? Why didn't they play like that against Baltimore? That's where the coach has a big problem. So that's it. I mean, there's a couple of games there, but it's a tough one. You got such shit teams playing each other. College, I don't have the lines yet. I made up my own lines. Games I'll be watching, Baylor, West Virginia. We know how we go there. Arizona State, Kansas State, Georgia, Tennessee. Georgia, I think, is an 8.5, 9-point favorite. Cincinnati, Iowa State. North Carolina, Wake Forest, the total. New Mexico, I don't know with Washington State. This fucking total is like 71. The whole Florida team's injured against LSU, but LSU didn't look good. Michigan State, Illinois, we'll see. What else? Tulane gets Navy. That'll be an interesting one. Texas and Arkansas. Ohio State gets Northwestern. Colorado, Utah. I think I know where I'm going in that one. Colorado's getting a good defense. They held Texas Tech. It was a miracle touchdown by Texas Tech. They just threw it in the end zone, and the guy like jumped over the other guy and caught it, which gave us our over on our lock. So I was happy he did it. But it was, Colorado's playing pretty good defense. Pitt and Clemson, UCLA and Washington. Here's one I love: North Texas, explosive North Texas against explosive UTSA. The problem is the total 71. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to play it over. At some point, that'll be like a 90. And then the whole Tuesday, Wednesday is all MAC. So fuck that. UTSA is Thursday, as is UCLA, Washington. No, it's Friday. UTSA is Friday, Washington, UCLA is Friday. So it's funny, I look at them now, but then once I put in the Z teams, so if I look at the Z teams, Akron on Wednesday, Kent on Wednesday, UMass against Liberty on Saturday, Temple, a Z team, Kennesaw State against Sam Houston's a Z team, Purdue's a Z team, they're at home against Penn State. Air Force is a Z team, but they switched quarterbacks, so they might not be a Z team. They scored a lot of points last week for the first time all year. Let's see. Charlotte's a W, but probably a Z. Southern Miss, the worst team in college football, gets Texas State. They should run it up on them. New Mexico State, a Z team, playing Texas A&M. Really? What is Texas A&M playing New Mexico State for? That's what I hate about the Southeast Conference. Like I think Alabama has Brother Rice High School this week. Anyway, so I start and then I dig in and then I Z team it and then I got to check the injuries. Now Haynes King played, and I told you I would have bet him against Miami had I known he was playing, but he was a game time fucking decision. Virginia Tech's quarterback Drones did not play, and it was a very low scoring game, which should have been a high scoring game. I don't know what's going on with Pitt. They're not scoring right now. Cincinnati, how the hell they lose to West Virginia? The quarterback's out for West Virginia. They have 3 turnovers. The guy throws a pick 6 and a fumble for a touchdown. That's how I lose with Cincinnati, and luckily I had it with Indiana, and they both lost, so I don't mind that as much. Anyway, so just to look ahead at week 12, you start getting into conference to win the conference. So the MAC, the AAC, the Mountain West, they're now going to win the conference. So this is when, you might not lay 14, but now you will because they need it. And the playoff teams need to win 42-0. They cannot win. Ohio State's playing Northwestern this week, right? I don't know what the spread is. My spread is 21, but I'm sure it'll be higher. Ohio State has to win 52-0 because they got to make the playoff. And if they win 21-20 over Northwestern, they go down to number 10, right? So it's Oregon and Indiana and Ohio State in the Big Ten. And if Ohio State doesn't beat them by 40, then forget about it. They will turn into, sorry, you didn't make the 12-team playoff because we got 6 teams from the SEC to throw in, along with BYU and Boise and somebody in the ACC. So you probably got what they'll probably want to put Colorado, but then there's Kansas State and BYU in the Big 12. So you probably put 2 teams in there, especially if BYU beats Colorado. You're going to put BYU in, but with Deion, you got to get him in there. You need TV viewers, so you got that, and then so you got 6 teams in the SEC. Who are you going to leave out? Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, A&M you could kind of leave out. You got 5 strong teams there, so you're probably going to put 4 of them in, and they deserve it. I mean, they keep playing each other, knocking each other out. Shouldn't mean the same as BYU playing. No, they're playing decent teams, but not like the teams in the SEC beating each other up. I don't know why they don't go to divisions in the SEC. That's what they need. Then you can have a division winner here and a division winner, bring them both in the playoffs. Now it's kind of scrambled eggs. So you got to be aware of these, like Notre Dame. Example, Notre Dame is playing Virginia. I don't know what the spread is. My spread's 14. I'm sure it's higher. They got to kill them because they got to get in. They're like not in a conference, so they got to win by 45 points. That's why I took them against Florida State, and they won 55-3 or something like that. Very good defense. Riley Leonard's playing well, but they have to win. They're not in a thing. If they lose to Virginia, they're done. So they have to win and win by 50. These are the little college things that we pick up. You got the Heisman shit, like I said last week, versus the pros. Hey, Buffalo plays Kansas City. Well, it's no big deal. KC hasn't lost. Buffalo's winning their division. Whatever happens doesn't matter. So that's where you get it. And there's so many bad teams in the pros, it's ridiculous. I'd say there's 8 or 9 teams that couldn't win a game in the SEC. Vanderbilt would beat them. But I know what you said, Ryan, with Vanderbilt. It's very strange. That line moved as if they knew something. Pavia played, they had a running touchdown. I didn't understand that South Carolina beat them 28-7, that they didn't score more, but nothing made sense. Why would the line move up? The game was in Vanderbilt. They had beat Alabama and played Texas strong. So I was surprised they kind of got a little bit down, but that's why I didn't lock them. When I saw the spread, I was going to lock Vanderbilt. And then when I saw the spread move, I was a little bit like, okay, what's going on here? Why is this? So I just stayed away from them. Ryan, I thought it was a little suspect. Yeah, I mean, I tried to bring up the Fresno State, San Jose State, where Fresno State went from 7, and I'm in Vegas, and I wake up and it's 11, and San Jose won. So just because the line moves, but this is a really weird line movement. So if you notice, I only played it in one teaser. Normally, when I really love a game, I play it in 2, like BYU, like the Lions and San Diego and all those teams. You can tell when I really, really feel the game. It's in 2 or 3 teasers. I try not to go into 3 because if it loses, I don't want to lose 3 bets. But I definitely want to put it in 2 teasers. That's the art of the teaser, is you find that team, San Diego -1, and you pound it in 2 teasers. It's such a good play, and then you can win 2 teasers. All you got to do is pick 2 other winners. I don't have to go 4-0. I can go 3-0. And the odds of me going 3-0 are pretty damn good versus going 4-0, as we can see. But I was proud of the locks going right now 8-1, and hopefully tonight we get points. We go 9-1, and like I say, I don't just lock the games to lock them. I feel them. I really like the game. I was shocked Oak State and Texas TCU didn't get in the 60s, and TCU got 38. I don't know what's going on with Oak State for them to get 13. That was the one I was really shocked that I didn't win. And then Alex tried to scare us with the Scatterboo injury. And I didn't care. It was like, no, UCF's going to pound them. They're going to put up in the 30s, which they got. And running backs, you can usually get another one. Ollie Gordon stinks this year. He was great last year. Scatterboo's good. The only one I'd worry about is the Boise one. What is it? Jennings. He's the stud. He'd be, if I'm a team, if I'm a good, like Chicago, I got Caleb, although he sucks. Like Washington, you've got Daniels. You get the Boise running back. You add that to it, then nobody's going to beat you. or Kansas City with Mahomes, if he's still there. That's what you do. The running, people are underestimating the an efficient runner. I saw a stat where Barkley on Philly, they're doing well. You had there was two other running backs. Henry at Baltimore, they're doing okay, and there was a third one. Um, I don't remember which team it was, but they were also doing real well. I mean, and the Lions have good balance. They got good running and good passing. Although they didn't run yesterday. That fucking linebacker in Houston was all over the field. Number 6, where's he been? And they didn't have Anderson. Their best player wasn't playing. I couldn't believe it. So now they'll lose to Dallas on Monday night, and you'll go, where did the team who played Detroit go? Where are they still there? Do they only wear the red uniforms? So this is the whole point. Now we go into a different stretch in college. It's off its Heisman Trophy. So where you might not lay, you're going to lay 20 now. I was tempted to play Ohio State. I know it was a big number last week, 37. They won by 45 or something. Notre Dame won by 50. These playoff teams. Now it's different when Ole Miss and Georgia, or this week Tennessee and Georgia play, because you're not blown. They're too good of teams, but that's what you're looking for is against an average team. I had a Liberty Marshall teaser last week, which won, and it's because they're trying to win their conference, and they were playing Z teams. You got Liberty against they're against UMass this week. They're going to win the game by 40 points. UMass, Liberty's got Salter, a good quarterback. Look for 40 because they're fighting Marshall and they're fighting teams at Conference USA very well, but Jacksonville State and they're fighting them to win the division. So it's a big deal to win your conference. So when they get a weak team like UMass or one of these Z teams like Southern Miss, they're going to blow them out. I was laughing, going, I knew I should have locked Marshall. They won by like 50 points over Southern Miss, and I knew absolutely the spread was so cheap. I said they're going to kill them, and they did. And it was such an easy one, and that's when I scratched my head, going, why didn't I lock that game? Because that was a lock, that for sure. So now you start going against the Z teams. And especially like Texas State, Southern Miss. I don't know what the spread is, probably 40, but Texas State's going to kill them. They're at home. They have to, I don't know. We got to check where they are in the conference, but Southern Miss is just a terrible team. Anyway, that's about it. So again, when I talk Bitcoin, it's not because I don't like Bitcoin. It's because I am explaining it's a piece of garbage. It's not real. And yes, it has value. It's worth 80,000 monopoly dollars. Make money at it. Fine, but get the fuck out of it. Take your profit. You don't sit at the blackjack table for 5 days. Oh, I'm up 10 grand. And then by the end of it, you're not up anything, are you? You're down. Take your profit and then put it in gold, something they can't fuck with because it's very limited and you can't print it. That's the concept of a winner. That's what I'm teaching. Winning, making money and keeping it and making money on your money. You will be rich if you buy gold, if you stop fucking around with all this, let me buy real estate. Do what Titus does, make 25 grand in football and then turn around and put it into gold, and he can retire now. He can retire hitting his $18,000 8-teamer, putting it into gold. That's about 6 ounces he can buy now. He can retire. Just wait for it to go to 20,000 an ounce. Might take a year or two, but there he goes. How did you? What did you do? What did you work at? I bet football and I bought gold, and now I'm retired. I mean, it's just that simple. But anyway, that's what you got to do. Do I have locks already? Well, I'll give you one. We're gonna take. Well, we got to check for injuries, but it looks like Pittsburgh against Baltimore. We're gonna take Pitt as a home dog, and of course Mahomes as a dog. So that would be provided the injuries and everything else would be probably my lock. A good play on Washington, Philly, but it's Thursday night. Philly's got, I love Daniels. It's I can't lock that game, but I do like it. But the rest of this is a bunch of shit. College, I don't know. I don't have the lines in. I got my lines in, right? So maybe, West Virginia, Baylor over. I don't know if I'm going to lock it. I don't even know what the line is on it. It's just 2 over teams, and I know how I love Baylor. But the problem is West Virginia's quarterback's out, and the only reason they beat Cincinnati, they got 2 pick sixes, which I doubt you're going to get from Baylor. Possibly Notre Dame if I see the line. I don't know. Oregon, Wisconsin, I got to see what that line is. But as you're getting down to it, Oregon has to win. Indiana's off. Ohio State has to win. Indiana plays Ohio State next week at Ohio State. I got to be careful with that game, but give me 14 in Indiana, and that could be a lock. But no, I haven't looked at it enough to do locks yet. Just what sticks out is Mahomes. Anytime he's getting points, it's an automatic lock. I mean, that's just, you just thank God and go, yes, thank you. And then probably Pitt at home with Russell Wilson, I would say. That might be a lock. But I got to be careful. They're playing Baltimore and Lamar and Henry. And so I'm always don't like to fuck with the big boys. So we'll see. But I think Pitt's got enough to – I think they play them very close most of the time. And with Russell Wilson, he's better than Lamar. So, and make sure that TJ Watt's playing and the boys. So if everybody's healthy, then it's probably Pitt KC, but for sure KC. It's just who do I put it with? And it could be a college team. I gotta really see it, and I gotta really feel it. So KC's an automatic. So we got to look for the others. But anyway, I got to study right now. I got to update my teaser trends, but I can't do it till tomorrow because we got the game tonight. And that's it. Well, let's look at gold one more time. Let's see. Gold 26.23. So notice it hits its point and then it starts to go. And now, it'll be back to 27 tomorrow. So yes, it's an excellent day tomorrow morning at 10:30 after the 10 o'clock drop to go buy gold at 26.23. I bought it at 26. I think it was 26.79 on Saturday. So I bought it. It cost me $27.97. Anything under 3,000 is a bargain. I thought I'd have to pay at least $29.50 for it. So when I got it for $27.97, I bought some 1/10 of an ounces, and they were $3.09. They've been $3.50. So it's like a fire sale, and I danced my way out, singing and dancing, going, thank you for the paper prices on the physical gold. But I know it's real gold. I don't have to worry. They're all Eagles, U.S. I would have bought a Maple Leaf or a Cougaran, but he didn't have any. So I got what he had, but I wanted to buy the ounce. It was like because of my job. I got my job. I'm celebrating. One last thing, my mom's trust. I get the thing. I'm getting a whole $250. So I called the attorney going, what the fuck? I mean, she sold her house. The guy's my father, stepfather had a plumbing business he sold. That'd be $1 million. What is going on? She said, well, there was a separate will where she gave a lot of money to two people, but she doesn't know who the people were. Oh, I thought we were dividing it by six. What do you mean? She gave the bigger money to other people. What the fuck is that all about? This is why I didn't talk to my mom for 10 years, right? This is the shit. So I'm laughing, going, it's not even a football bet, $250. What am I going to do with that? So I'll get the last laugh because we got gold and the dollar's worthless. So I'm sure my family's too stupid to understand that. Anyway, that's about it. I'll let you know, Titus. I'll send you an email. But I'm happy for you. We've been hot, and I ain't going to stop. Now, this week, there's a lot of shit games, so we'll have to be very careful. This is where I go to totals, and I see weak defenses. Look at last weekend. We hit the Giant Carolina under and the Bear New England under, right? So that's how you bet shit teams. They don't have quarterbacks. The Bears have a good defense, and so does New England, and the Giants do. And Carolina doesn't have anything that's good. They just stink, and they have no quarterback. So that was the rhythm. So that's really why I go to the totals, and I can't figure out the game. Like tonight, I went to the over because Pukanuka is back in Cup, and they don't have a great defense, and Miami has no defense, and they got Tua back and Tyreek Hill. This should be a 50-point game, and we're only doing 43, 44. So we will see. The logic's there. I wasn't going to take Miami in 7.5. I don't trust the defense, and I don't trust the defense of the Rams to go take the Rams in 4.5. Now, if they were a home dog, I might have played the Rams. So you got to understand the situation. That's why you need to understand the teams, which is what I do better than anybody. So once are they over or under or a Z team, that's why I took Minnesota over Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 27 defense as opposed to taking the dog. That's really what does it. Anyway, that's about it. Anything else? Again, just be very careful, but don't ever challenge me about economics, please. That is one area you cannot win because I know it's solid. Got a master's in it, and I understand it perfectly. Far better than Reichert and this Delio and all these other idiots that don't understand it. Andy Scheckman. I am 100 times smarter than they are. So please don't challenge me. You're out of line and out of character by doing that. I think how strong I am in that area to do that. It's like challenging me in football. You can't win, so don't bring that here. It's very offensive, and there's no reason for it. I'm trying to help you. I'm not charging you how to buy the gold, and I explain why. So I don't really get, the recourse. So anyway, play nice. All right, guys. Thank you. Happy for Ryan, Titus, Alex, all the guys that I made some money. I made money. She's got her 8-teamer going tonight, so she needs the over. She played like an 18 Tuesday. She had Detroit in 4.5. I was like, that's an interesting. I never heard of that before. Greg and John, talk to you. All right, everybody. I'm a working man again, so it's 9:49, and I got to get up at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to go relax. www.teaserking.com. We'll look for, I don't know how many locks I'll have next week. I could have 2, I could have 10. They're not a set. It's, do I like the game? Does it make sense? Do I get the right line? It's usually the right line. And I got to check the injuries, and then it's a gut. So we'll see. All right, Ryan, you take care, and glad I made you some money, and off we go. All right, everybody. Have a good have a good night. www.teaserking.com. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a nice day.